Welcome to Third Eye Champagne. I'm Kirsten, Langston, author and intuitive. And no, we are not live. I've got itchy nose. We are not live today, my friends. This is something that requires the utmost concentration on my part. I have my little list here also, you can see. So I touched on it very briefly last week. We are talking about Project 2025. So if you don't know what it is, I'm going to break it down and we're going to look at how much of it is possible and how much of it, would likely be implemented. So I'm going to be putting cards on various things. So Project 2025 is something that was released by the Heritage Foundation. Now the Heritage Foundation is basically, it's a conservative, very, very conservative kind of group, loosely affiliated. It's a group that is really conservative, and their big deal is kind of implementing their agenda, which is really, it's Christian. It's exclusively Christian. It's exclusively cis het, man, woman, married, 2 kids, family kind of a thing, climate change deniers. I mean, it's the whole deal. So they're not, when people say the Republicans are putting this out, not technically, no. It's the Heritage Foundation, which pretty much only messes with Republicans because they're conservative. Now, the one thing I wanted to know is, have they ever had plans like this before that they were able to pull off? The answer I found is yes. So the Heritage Foundation was really successful in getting their plans about all sorts of fun things in with the Reagan administration in the 80s. You can see where that got us now. So they're much more ambitious for Project 2025. So Project 2025 is what they want to start implementing should they get a Republican as president, and a Republican majority in both houses. Now, a couple of things I want to say before I dive into the reading, which is I hear a lot of people saying that Biden would do the same thing. That's not true. This thing reads like a horror novel. I mean, it's really terrifying. I've also heard people say, oh, it's impossible that it could happen here. Not true. If you have a trifecta, if you have a Republican president, Republican Senate, Republican Congress, which is not unheard of, which we've had before, of course, then yeah, they can implement this. They can absolutely do it. They have the majority in the Supreme Court, so who's going to declare it unconstitutional? Nobody. So a lot of people I hear also, on social media going, oh, it's fear-mongering by the Democrats because they're trying to force you to vote for Joe Biden. I honestly don't see it as fear-mongering. People think that this is so extreme it's impossible, which is exactly how the conservatives are going to pull this off. For me right now, like I said, I don't pick teams, I don't pick sides, I don't care. For me right now, and I've said it vocally and I'll say it again, I'm so pleased with Joe Biden's policies and the things he's been able to enact, particularly the shit he's pulled off with OPEC. I'm very happy to vote for him for another term. I don't care how old he is. I don't care if, he's going upstairs. I don't care as long as the policies stay good. I really don't give a shit. I mean, because I also feel like he wouldn't be enabled. I don't think he would be enabled. I don't think people around him would go, oh, yeah, he's lost it. Let's keep it going. A lot of people say, oh, he's got dementia. He's just old. He's just an old guy. I don't think he has dementia. I've never seen that he has dementia in his cards. Seems pretty damn sharp to me. So anyway, let's take a peek at Project 2025 and see if it's feasible, see if it's possible. And they would do this, so if they don't get Trump as their king in 2025, they'll just shift the goalpost to 2029 and to 2034 and all. They're just it's their agenda. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what they want, so they're just gonna keep it up. It's not like, oh, 2025 came and went and we're all safe. They're pretty blatant in this 900-page document about what they want, and I think they're banking on a couple of things here. I think they're banking on it being so extreme that people will think it, excuse me, I'm on tea. People will think it's impossible. My allergies are shite right now, so as I keep talking, if I get lower and lower and start to sound like B. Arthur, you'll have to forgive me. I think they're banking on people looking at it and going, it's too extreme. There's no way it could ever happen. I think they're also banking on it being so extreme. I think they want it. Don't get me wrong. I think this is everything that they want. But I think that it's one of those where, they say the really bad things. So when when they want something little, we're like, oh, let's give it to them because it's not the really bad thing. And that's how they just start to gain yardage, as they go down the road. So I think that's kind of the plan here. I don't think Project 2025 is impossible looking at these cards. If you haven't read it, it's 900 pages. I admittedly have not read it. I have gone through various summaries, both conservative and liberal and neutral, basically. People that have read through it, so I kind of getting, most of the talking points. I don't have time to sit down and read it. 900-page document, and I'm pretty sure that that's what these people are banking on, that none of us have time to sit down and read a 900-page document. So is it possible? Yes. And I'm gonna go down and have a whole list here of what they want to do, and we're gonna go look at certain things and see what they can implement, just far into the future. Is it possible? Yeah, for sure. There's nothing here in these cards that would lead me to think, oh, this is a pipe dream, it's never gonna happen, except for these two outcome cards. So 7 of Cups and King of Cups are here. These are the outcome cards. To me, it's saying, this idea. I mean, it's essentially, it is just a kingdom. It's an authoritarian regime that's Christo-fascist in nature, that makes us a Christian nation, that eliminates protections for pretty much everybody except for heterosexual white men, and yeah, that's it. That's it. Probably white women that don't want abortions are going to get a little bit of leeway, that like to be at home. The trad wives, they're going to be happy. Everybody else, screwed. So is it possible? Yeah. But is it mostly, I don't want to say mostly a pipe dream, but it is somewhat of a pipe dream. It's built on shaky ground. So right now, they don't have the infrastructure to make something like this in its totality, okay? So I don't want to say little implements. That's what we're going to look at. But in its totality, they don't have the infrastructure to implement something like that right now. It's over here. It's not possible. It's not possible. But having said that, it is not without its momentum. All right. And that's here in the cards. And I see it here. So here's the plan. There you go, Miss Queen of Swords. There's your plan. And there's the movement. This was at the root of the reading. So it is not without its momentum. Right now, it's a bit crippled. So it came in with the 5 of Cups. But that doesn't negate these other two cards here. It's saying, hey, in its totality, you're probably not going to get what you want in its totality. But is it feasible? Yes. Is it probable? Not right now. Not right now. Not at what I'm looking at right now. They don't have the support. They need more support. So basically what these cards are saying is, if you want this, you have to have more lunatics, which they're actively recruiting, by the way, just so you know. Like, Heritage Foundation has a bunch of stuff. They're like, join our army. It'll be great. I mean, it's scary. It's scary shit. But they need more allies, and they don't have it. Instead they have people running away. They have people going that direction. They want people coming towards them, and they're not right now. But should they gain more allies, should they gain more people that are 100% behind it, you can bet your bottom dollar the cards will shift. These are all minor arcana cards except for 2. Oh, except for 3. Take that back. The Temperance card, the Sun, and the Lovers. So the Temperance card came in with the Lovers and the Knight of Swords over here. Okay. And they are burdened by trying to find allies right now. When you have mostly minor arcana cards in a spread, it means that the cards can shift more so than if you had mostly major arcana cards, or if you had a major arcana card as an outcome, which we do not have. We don't have mostly major arcana cards, and we don't have major arcana cards as an outcome. So that means they can shift. You have a lot of leeway when you're looking at these minor arcana cards, which is why I love the readings, because it's not really a one and done. So when you're reading for yourself, you're reading for a client, and you're seeing all these cards, it's a snapshot of right now. It is a snapshot of right now. And a lot of times you can start making different choices and shifting things, and your cards will shift. And I've seen it happen with myself. I've seen it happen with clients a million times. So, sorry, B. Arthur. So anyway, these are, I'll call them shifty cards. These are cards that can shift, that may show us a shift down the road because they have a lot of leeway. So they do have the Temperance card here, again, asking if this project in its totality is something that's going to happen, and it's basically saying, they're walking down the road. They're going down the road. The temperance card is they're walking down their path. They're walking down their path right now. So they are advancing towards something. They do have the 10 of Pentacles. So there's financial support for it already. That is awful. It's terrible. It's awful. But they are promising a lot of tax cuts for super rich people and corporations. So there are people that are like, yep, this is fine. Take away everybody else's rights. You're not going to take away mine because I'm rich and I'm financing you. So I can do what I want. And I don't care what happens to other people. That's here. That's the money. So there is big money. They have the funding. They have the money to get this done. They also have on the top of the deck the Ace of Pentacles, which again says to me, not only do they have the money to get it done, but they have the opportunity here. Now, they do have the Sun card, which I don't want here. I don't want to see this at all. And it's a major arcana card. And it's basically saying like, yeah, they have it. They have the momentum. They have it here. They just don't have enough people behind it. They have the momentum. They have the money. They need more allies in order to implement it. They don't have it right now. So essentially, with the people that you're working with right now, as far as Congress goes, as far as both houses, they don't have enough allies in the Republican Party to say, yes, let's pass all of this. So that's what they're going to be looking for. That's going to be what they're looking to gain. So there you go. Next week, I'm opening my books for August and September. So if you want to get a reading with me, they are open on July 1st. They're still on sale, $100 off at $275. I'm doing that until the economy improves. And I just want to say this, speaking of the economy, I've been reading for a lot of people that are out of work looking for jobs, or that are in jobs they just don't like. They're looking for new jobs. Highly, highly, highly qualified people. I mean, people with law degrees, master's degrees, medical degrees. I mean, people that are highly qualified. People that have, they may not have degrees, but they've been in their industry for, decades. They're really good at what they do. They are all having trouble finding work. So I think I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. If this is you, if you are having trouble finding work, if you're having trouble getting something off the ground, you're not crazy. It's not just you. You're not living in a bubble. It's happening to damn near everybody I know in the U.S. So I know Biden, and we added the jobs, and the economy's booming. Not so much for the boots on the ground. I do see it improving the closer we get to 2025, which to me is another indication Trump will not win this election because he would decimate the economy. But hang in there. Hang in there. Hang in there. I think the further we get through 24, the better off things are going to be. Inflation's going to start coming down. The interest rates will start coming down. We're going to see a return to normal economic status for a lot of people, and people will start hiring again. So, I'm sorry if you're having trouble. I just want you to know it's not just you. It's not just you, and you're not crazy. Okay, so my next question on my little list here. What points will happen, or are we in danger of happening? So the first thing they have on their list is a national abortion ban. Ooh, crotch card. I haven't had one of those in a while. Look at that. You know what this is? You know what this is? Yes, she's the hoe of the tarot, which we love. But this is the card of feminine reproductive rights. Right there. Jumped right out of the deck. How about that? This and the Empress. So if you're ever looking at something like that, whether it's sexy sex or it is, reproductive rights like we're looking at right now, these are the cards you're looking for. You're looking for this, you're looking for the Empress. I cannot believe she jumped right out. So let's see. I think we could be in great danger of a national abortion ban in the U.S. I really do. I really do. So this is not a time limit, all right? Even though it says Project 2025, I am asking for all time. For all time, is this going to happen? Not just in 2025, because they will implement this any way that they can. They've demonstrated they're extremely patient. They started their attacks on Roe v. Wade when some of us were not even born yet, and they succeeded. They're very patient, these people. And if you think this is a one and done, 2025, we're safe. We're not done. So let's take a peek and look at a national abortion ban. So what I'm looking for here is not necessarily a yes or no. We're getting into some real geeky card stuff today. What I'm looking for here is kind of what direction my cards are giving me, what direction they're going in, what the full encompassing spread is showing me, rather than oh yeah, this is a thing, because I like to see. Ooh, shit. Okay, I like to see where our cards are. All right, so national abortion ban. Okay, see, cards are on point today, my friends. I'm not in love with this. I'm not in love with this. Okay, so first thing I see is here in the past. Are you ready for this? Tell me the cards aren't on point. Look at this. So remember I said that other card of reproductive rights was the Empress card? Well, there she is. She's coming in with the Tower, which is, you know, the disaster when they made it go state to state, they repealed Roe. And then we have the defensive card here, the PTSD card here. That's all happening in the past on my Celtic. So cards are on point. So what are the cards now for national abortion ban in the future? Okay, well, we've got the Fool card here, which I don't want to see. Because that to me is saying, yeah, well, you know, you could very well go down this road. You're going down a brand new road. This is not a continuing road. This is something new, which, you know, it would be implementing a national ban would be a brand new road. So do they have the cards? Not quite. Not quite. I'm not in love with the cards. I don't think they have the cards for a national ban right now. You know, I'll keep reading on this. You know, I'll keep my little list, and we'll check back in throughout the years and the decades periodically. We'll check back in and see how the cards look. But right now, they're fighting something, and that's shown here. So it's a fight for them to get a national abortion ban. And then over here, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is like kind of a 50-50. Like, they got this, but they. What's at the root of the reading? Here's your national abortion ban. This is what it would look like to me. There's the government here, messing with women's reproductive systems here, and then you have it halted. So the Seven of Pentacles is called taking a break, and as you can see, he's got all these pentacles that he's going to get down off this bush here, but he hasn't done it yet. He's taking a break. So that's what you've got. They're trying to mess around with the bushes as usual, and they're taking a break on it. So right now they don't have it, and the cards show that here as well. They don't have it for a national abortion ban. But again, they're looking for allyship. So this is really interesting. This is a really interesting insight, and I think it's a little bit more nuanced of a tarot reading than maybe we're used to, especially, you know, with these live streams, because this is on YouTube today. You know, it's usually like, and I'm talking to people, and, you know, it's a lot. So this gives me a real opportunity to kind of dig in, which I think is important with something like this. We see the impetus here. There's Trump. So he has given them a leg up. And by them, I mean Heritage Foundation and anti-abortion people. There's Trumpy here in the cards. He's given them a leg up. And then we have this idea of, okay, we've set the stage, we have the opportunity, but the energy is not with them right now. It's not. So right now, the outcome card, you know, it's showing us suspended where we are for a while. So I don't think that we are looking at a national abortion ban anytime soon. Next, they want to abolish a lot of stuff. Basically, they want to get rid of all of the departments. EPA, Department of Education. They want to roll back all the climate change and environmental protections that have been put in pretty much for all time. You got to remember, these people, these are lunatic Christians. It's blasphemy to even call them Christians. They're lunatics that believe that and I'm not saying that to be judgy. I mean that very sincerely. These people are not in their right minds. They believe that if they hasten the end of the world, then Jesus will come and save everybody, and it will be great. So that's that. They have no problem destroying the world. They have no problem destroying humanity. It's part of the plan. It is not a bug. It's a feature. So let's look. Ooh, I'm going to download on the Department of Education, actually. Guides are telling me that the next Republican majority, whether it's Congress or a president or both, makes massive cuts to the Department of Education. That in the U.S., this is so bad. In the U.S., the Department of Education is, it's I don't want to say on the chopping block completely, but it's going to have to play catch up years from now. We're going to really fall behind as far as education goes. That includes higher education, because people still won't be able to afford to pay for college. This is all going to get rolled back. The guides are showing me, but I can't give you a timeline, so this we could all be dead by then. But they're showing me, it's like we're getting another, we're getting another president. It is a male that kind of comes in and gives us a new deal kind of a thing. It's kind of a new deal. President comes in. It's like, okay, I'm fixing all of this, and they get quite a bit done. And the guides are telling me the work is continued. So, but for now, I'm not saying they're going to abolish it completely. Ooh, it's funding. They're going to cut funding. It's right here. It's all money cards. All money cards. So they're not going to cut funding to the point. Wow. Okay, this is really cool. They're not going to cut, the cards. Not what they're going to do. That's horrible. They're not going to cut funding all the way, but that's where they will cut funding, and that is here, and that is here. So they're going to continue to cut funding to the Department of Education. We see that here. When next they have the ability to do so. However, this is why it's really cool. Once again, the cards are saying, hey, by the way, you don't have the allyship. You don't have the people. You don't have it. You don't have it. So they're still looking for people to say, let's abolish it completely. Again, here, same thing. We see that here's your friendship card. Here's your pals. Here's your allies. And we can see that there are people walking away from them, just like in the previous spread with that Knight of Swords walking, we're running away. And then over here we have the Five of Swords, which is the card called guilty. So it's like people don't want to be a part of that. They don't want to be associated with that. But so getting rid of it altogether, no. Cutting funding, yes. And I do believe it's going to happen next time the Republicans have an ability to do it. Speaking of getting rid of things and cutting funding, let's look at the EPA. So part of Project 2025 is abolishing the EPA and rolling back all of the environmental protections. So let's take a peek. I want to look at the EPA. I want to look at the environmental protections and see where we're going with it. All right. They want to ban books and words and gay marriage. Super fun. They're really a lot about, the IVF. They want to ban birth control. Really fun stuff that they're up to. Oh, I'm getting another download. Ooh, they're telling me the EPA, it's really weird because they're kind of showing me the same thing where we're in the dark ages, and then somebody comes along and says, I'm going to fix all this, and they kind of do, and this is not like savior syndrome kind of a thing, because you can't get everything done at once, but somebody comes along and says, oh, okay, well, let's do this, and let's fix this, and let's fix this a little bit, and it ends up, generating a lot of goodwill and a lot of programs and a lot of future thinking that helps people not just during one administration, but really far down the road, like Social Security, like Medicare that was implemented. All right, so the EPA. Will they get rid of it completely? Is this a possibility? Woo, somebody's super gunning for it. Look at this. Somebody's really, there's like one person here. There's one person that hates the EPA. I don't know who it is, but they're really going for it. And it's funding again. All money. I think it's going to be underfunded. So I don't see them cutting it. And it could very well be, the EPA still exists, but they don't have any money. We don't have, it's one guy in a closet, with his swing line stapler. It's all money. These are all money cards. These are all money cards. So are we going to see defunding of the EPA? Yeah. At some point, yes. At some point, yes. And what I don't love here is that it looks like they do have allies for that. They have enough Republicans that dislike or don't believe in climate change to just go, yeah, all right, let's do that. Let's do it. So, it's limited, I think, in what they do. So this is Project 2025, doing exactly what they want and getting, totally abolishing the EPA. And we see there's happiness, but it's coming in with a blockage, with a delay, with a stoppage. So I don't think that, yes, underfunding, yes, but cutting completely, I don't think so. And also underfunding to the point where you might as well cut it, I don't think we're going to see that either. But I'll tell you, the minute these people get a majority, and eventually they will, they move so fast. This is what I had said, the day in October when we were reading on Israel and the bombing and all of that, and I said he's going to use this as an excuse to pound them all into dust. I feel the same way about this, okay? The day you get a Republican majority, they're going to sweep in and they're going to pass things so fast your head will spin. They're going to, just real quick in Congress. Pass, and people will not know what hit them. These people are dangerous. I have nothing against regular Republicans, although I kind of feel like they don't exist anymore, right? Like John McCain types, I don't think they exist. And at this point, the people that are still Republicans, that are allowing their party to do what they're doing and being taken over by these lunatics, they're complicit, so we can't trust them. So I'm just like, you know what? I don't have anything right now. I've seen so much both sidesism, which is funny to me because it's definitely an uptick pre-election online. It's got to be psyops and trolls and all sorts of things. But there's so many, it's the same. They're all the same. They are not all the same. Period. They are not all the same. Republicans and Democrats and independents, and they are not all the same. Your Bernie Sanders is not your Donald Trump. Do you know what I mean? They're not all the same. It's just insane to me that people say that. So let's look at environmental stuff and see if we're, headed for a policy disaster here. Speaking of the EPA. They passing stuff in the middle of the night kind of a thing. Oh, we passed 20 bills last night. Where were you guys? Just crazy shit. We got to be real vigilant. I'm not kidding. And, I'm going to say it again because it pissed me off. I'm going to say it again. Auntie's salty today. I did this 2 years ago. It was before I was in the hospital for sure. It might be 3 years ago now. I don't remember. But I did a whole reading, The United States of Gilead. And I looked at this, not particularly Project 2025 because I didn't know about it. But I looked at these plans and I put out a little promo. It was a little commercial that was very well done. I have to say, I was very proud of my work. But people were really pissed at me. I'm going to unfollow. I'm unsubscribing. How dare you put this thing out? I can't believe you would do this. Why are you trying to scare us all? Man, first of all, it was a commercial for a show to watch, number one. But number two, I was right. I was right. Yes, this is what these people are trying to do. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I am not trying to hurt anybody. I'm trying to tell you what I see. And a lot of people just don't want to see the truth. I think people want, it'll be fine. And in a spiritual sense, it'll all be fine. We're going to end up dead anyway, so who cares? But in another sense, this is a real reality. I'm reading on this for a reason. I'm not just reading on this to get clicks, I truly believe that it's something that we need to pay attention to. And I truly see this. These Republicans, they get a majority in Congress, and I'm telling you, it's 20, 30, 40 bills, pass, and they've got somebody in the White House signing it. They will get all three at some point. It is inevitable. You don't have to be psychic to know that. It will happen. And when they do, people are going to be real upset. They're going to be real upset. So environmental stuff, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I have to say, looking at environmental impact, and, I don't think that Project 2025 is going to be able to have that much impact on the environment. But one thing they do really like is that 7 of Cups, which for me is basically, climate change isn't real. It's supposed to happen anyway. We're in a period. It's just the weather. Nothing we do is affecting it. Keep up with those greenhouse gases. Everything's great. I love coal. That's all here. But as far as the impact to the environment itself, cards aren't that bad. I don't like this. Okay, so we have the stress and worry card here. But everything else, they are going to speed up climate change. That's just inevitable. And that is here. But the end cards, not too shabby. And these cards I love. And I do have this beautiful card here with the Queen of Pentacles, which is really, for me, this is not coming through about the money. It's coming through as Earth Mother type vibes. So these cards aren't hideous. So I don't think they're going to be able to have, a completely horrifying effect on the environment, which is nice. Hey, let's look at gay marriage, shall we? So I might not get to all of these. So there's a couple things here that I do want to mention. National abortion ban. Getting rid of the Department of Education. There's a bunch of other departments they want to get rid of, like the FBI. They want to dismantle a bunch of other things. I think the CIA too. EPA. They want to get rid of all these regulatory agencies and just not have them exist anymore. They want to allow the DOJ to use the death penalty. Isn't that fun? They want to ban books nationally. They want to ban words that can no longer be used, such as inclusivity. Isn't that fun? Gender identity. They want to ban these words. Literally ban words. It's in there. It's literally in there. I saw it. I mean, you know, the clips I'm watching, I watched probably about an hour and a half of Project 2025 stuff. And, you know, they're highly, you know, they're screenshotting the actual document. So, yeah, that was literally in there. Banning gender identity, inclusivity. They want to ban the words. You can't use them anymore. They want to ban IVF. They want to ban birth control. They want to make it so that only laws can be passed by the president. It doesn't require congressional approval. They want to make it so only the president is control of the military, and that the president can turn the military on its own people, on the American people, particularly on protesters. Isn't that fun? They want to eliminate no-fault divorce. They want to ban African American and gender studies, and they like mass deportations. It's a fight, make no mistake. Oh, they're coming for it. They're coming for it. Now, these cards I don't love. So, they are, it's just like they did with overturning Roe v. Wade, all right? We start out with this card here. Again, just slowly advancing, slowly advancing, slowly advancing. And then what do we have here? Well, we have the card of marriage that's here. And then we have the chaos card. So, they're coming for it. They're coming for it. And they're funded. They are funded. Look at the money cards again. So I would say at this point in time, I don't see a victory, like near future victory or very far future victory, but they are advancing down the road as far as repealing the right for same-sex couples to marry. I mean, they're working their way down to it, hands down, hands down. Outcome card right now is the Two of Wands, which to me is like, okay, we don't know which way it's going to go yet. We don't know. We really don't. They haven't put in enough work. You know what I mean? It's kind of up in the air still. You know, I don't know which way it's going to go, but these are the least positive cards I've seen here. This one truly does feel like it's on the chopping block. So I'm not going to read on everybody's rights, you know, women, people of color, LGBTQ, disabled people. I'm not going to do it because I just guarantee you they're coming for it. I don't know how far they're going to get. It's too much to look at today. I can certainly look at it in another video, but obviously they're coming for it. Obviously. Okay. How much time do we have here? Yeah, I think we need to look at the mass deportation, see how far they get on that. You should read this thing. It's insane. Like the snippets I was reading was just, it was crazy to me. You know, upholding family values, and family means one man, one woman, and biological children. I thought that was a really interesting distinction. They're talking about subsidizing families that have probably wives, stay at home with the kids, no more daycare. They hate daycare, but they're like, you know what, we want to give people that stay at home with their kids, while, you know, one spouse works, the other spouse stays at home, we want to give them money for it. So that would be, you know, tax breaks or some kind of a, you know, stipend. The mommy stimmy, they do a mommy stimulus. Not for everybody. Just for mothers with biological children that stay home with their kids. Ha! All right, mass deportation. They still don't have it. Okay, so one of the major things I'm seeing here is, again, kind of, okay, castles made of sand. They don't have it. They don't, you know, it's a fantasy. But I'm, again, still seeing, okay, they don't have people to support them. Not enough people would support it right now. So that's going to be the next move in the playbook, right? Is gathering all these people and getting them in office that would support them. Again, I see a lot of money here. I see a lot of funding here. They want to, the desire here, you have the Emperor, you have the Wish card. The desire here is basically to go to war against any kind of immigrant. I would even say whether you are legal or illegal in the country, it seems like they just want to get rid of everybody. But the desire is literally to make war. This is your card of war. It is to set down the smackdown. I mean, this guy's wearing his armor. He's ready to go. This is the card of Aries. It's the god of war. He's ready. But they don't have enough people right now. However, this is going to end up being repackaged and resold as something different down the road, which may gain more traction than what it's gaining now. So that's the thing to look out for there. This really interesting. So again, I just want to point out I am reading the cards a little bit differently. Rather than predicting the future, I'm giving you a snapshot of the now, which for me is infinitely more, not that I don't love predicting, but it's infinitely more interesting for me to be able to say, okay, these are the undercurrents, these are the energies going on, this is what we're looking at now, these are the things we haven't paid attention to or that we've been unaware of, that it's happening right now in this moment, and this is the trajectory that this person, place, thing, project is on. Okay, let's see here. They're not going to ban IVF. I mean, that's just easy peasy. They do want to eliminate no-fault divorce, and I have a feeling it's going to gain some traction in some places, so I want to look at that pretty quickly. And I think they're going to gain some traction in banning, African-American, Latino-American, gender studies, all of that. I think they're going to gain some traction there, but not to the point where it's a full and total ban, but it's going to be, I think, along the same lines, and I do think they're going to gain traction. I mean, they already have it. I think they're going to gain more of it. But along the same lines as what abortion is, what's going on right now with, red states no, blue states yes. I think we're going to continue to see a lot of that. So, okay, no-fault divorce. No, that's a non-starter. It's a non-starter right now. That is here. The card of the woman, because it would, no-fault divorce typically, it keeps it equal. And when you get rid of it, women that want to leave their spouses for whatever reason, but particularly, if they're abusive, they have to have a reason. Like, you have to have a reason here. You have to say, oh, they did this, they did that. And they can say, well, you did this, it's a whole thing. So we see women here, but they're protected right now. We see victory for women as far as that goes. It's a non-starter, this no-fault divorce thing. However, this here is showing me, they're going to go back to the drawing board with that and try something new. All right. I want to look at, we're not going to get a national book ban. I don't think we're ever going to get it, but I think you're going to continue to see it. Same thing along the lines of abortion. The polarization will continue, but I'm going to tell you this. People in these states that are being deprived, and they are being deprived, and I feel very bad for them, even if they are voting against their best interest, it's probably because their education system was cut decades upon decades upon decades ago, and they don't know any better. I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt, as you can see. But I think banning words, even banning books, that's going to be along the same lines as state by state. Last thing I'm going to look at is using the military against American people, particularly those that are protesting, because that terrifies me. That right there is like the true beginnings of fascism. And Trump has talked about it. He really wants to do it. He tried to do it before. It's kind of his thing. So as always, my friends, if you have something you want me to read on, put it in the comments, in any comment on any video. And I will gladly look into it. If you have an idea for a full-length video like this, do email me and let me know. That's the best way to tell me. As well, can you look at whatever and it's a 5-minute read, put it in the comments. But if you're like, I think a full-length video on XYZ would be great, email me. KirstenLangstonAuthor@gmail.com. By the way, I am open for email readings. I'm not open for regular readings, but I am open for email readings. Those are right now on sale. 34 convictions, $34. For an email reading, it's $34 per question with a 3-question limit, and you get it. Your return time is a week. You get a voice note. And they're really effective for little things that you want to ask, but I am open for those. Okay, well, military? So far, no. So far, no. Although there's more support for it than I like. So this is crazy because I think there are people that are like, yeah, that sounds like a good plan. The partnership, again, the idea of partnership, the card of partnership is here. But the rest of the cards aren't really giving it to me right now. I'm seeing this, which is the card called Bound, which means, you don't have it. There is a lot of funding behind it. They don't like people protesting. They don't want people protesting. They don't want, and by they, I mean, corporations, oligarchs, and evil politicians. But right now, it's not even a viability. It's not even a viability. It's not a viable idea. I'm not seeing those kinds of cards here. So there's your little reading on Project 2025. That was kind of a smattering of kind of the worst stuff that I found out about it. Again, I don't think it matters if Trump is elected or not. It's gonna be a thing no matter what. They're gonna try to push it no matter who's in. I wish I could tell you that the U.S. is gonna come together and be happy, but right now it's polarized. It's gonna be more polarized. It's not just Trump, although he was the catalyst. A lot of people, Trump was the catalyst we needed. No, we really didn't. Sorry, but no. That's it from me, my friends. If you're liking this video, you want to see other videos like this, go to thirdeyechampagne.com, sign up. It's $11 a month. My guy is working diligently, just kind of, oh God, I love him. I love my new guy. Brandon McCluskey. If you need any website help, Brandon McCluskey is your man. I will put his information in the box here on YouTube, but I will tell you, this guy, I had a little fix-it list for him, and it's like a list of like 9 things, little things, not big things, just little time. Oh, this button, this link stopped working, little things like that. Hey, this looks a little messy. Can you clean it up? Blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, he did it in like a day. And this is his side hustle. This is not even his job. So I can't recommend him enough. He's very affordable and very sweet and really good at what he does. And really honest. So if you need a website built, or you need website help, or you have a website, you need somebody to maintain for you, he's super cheap. He's like $50 a month. That's your guy. I can't say it enough about him. So my friends, I love you. I adore you. I will see you very, very soon. Have a lovely weekend, and thank you for being here.